the 40-year-old version. Now this is her
version of things.
This is a piece by Lena Waithe that is playing on Netflix. Now the politics of it. We always have to get into the American black politics on this, right? The American black politics on this is that when we froze it, just like with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, another film shows up, which means that there could possibly be credit there. So I give a lot of credit to the lead actress in this, because unlike Viola Davis, she responded to me when I went on Twitter and Instagram and told her that this was happening, because everybody that is hood, not to say that Viola Davis isn't hood based, but people who come from the hip hop community remember Belly. And they remember Idlewild, and they remember what was happening, right? And they remember what this is. And so
she appreciated you giving her a heads up.
And she said she's contacted Netflix to let them know.
To straighten it out.
When you freeze it froze on something that Clooney had or somebody.
You want to make sure she gets the film, right?
Gets the credit and the ratings that it needs to say that, hey, we want to see more of this on Netflix.
Right.
So it is a game. So we always have to go into the politics of things. However, the 40-year-old version, if you have not watched this film, you will be thoroughly entertained.
Watch it tonight. New Year's Eve.
This is something. This is a tour de force. It takes you through the process of a person who was once considered promising in their 20s, and 20 years pass on them, and they're in their 40s. And what happened to 30 under 30? Right? And it is so many great pieces in this film, so many different anecdotes in this film that you will thoroughly enjoy it, especially people who come from Generation X. You will definitely enjoy this film, right? It is a tour de force. It's something that is worth watching over and over again on Netflix, and hopefully they have it right so they can get the credit. Listen, it opens up where the woman is teaching a class, right? And she teaches a class for high school students after school, right? And the one student challenges her that maybe, we shouldn't be listening to you because you're not really a success. What have you had that was really successful? You once were something, but now you're nothing. Let me tell you something. By the time the woman gets to kicking her hip hop styling, you are going to just enjoy this film. It's full of great music, great beats, the concepts. There's this concept that she does about white men that will have you cracking your side. It is not the normal fare. Believe you me, you will enjoy this film.
She is hilarious. The writing is great.
The writing is great. Cinematography, 10. The way that the camera moves and tells the story, right? It's like you're there. It's like you're a fly on the wall.
Yeah, that's
true.
You're
experiencing what she's experiencing. The plot through line is a 10. Right? Did I say cinematography is a 10? Right? The art, the character development, and the art of the character in this, and the secondary characters, and how everything comes together, it comes to an understanding. That is a 10. Wait a minute, did not change this over? Why are we seem like we froze here? We can't be. We got perfect streaming. I don't know what they're doing here. They still got us on. Okay, there we go. They still got us on Wonder Woman or something. I don't know what this is.
We are definitely the 40-year version on Netflix.
That's right.
Watch it tonight. Matter of fact, we're gonna watch it again. It's so good.
It caught up to itself. So look, All right, so we got perfect streaming again. Okay.
Okay.
So look, this film is so good
It is.
that you will be entertained. It is definitely something to watch while we are in this situation that we are in.
Right.
You will enjoy it. The use of the Bronx and Brooklyn as a backdrop
Yeah.
to tell the story,
Yeah.
beautifully done.
Yep.
Everything about this is a 10. So
It
what would you
is.
give it?
I would definitely give it a 10 because it is just so, like, it's entertaining, right? So it's entertaining and everything is just moving, like, in the correct pace. There's no doldrums, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hilarious. The writing is engaging, right?
Right.
And the conversation that she's having, you described it well. It's like you feel like you are a fly on the wall, like, because it's generation, like you can relate to, and then it's hip hop and it's American culture, actually, right? So everyone, I think, can relate to this film.
It captures what Generation X is going through right now. The generation that took hip hop from being the culture and being a hobby into making it profitable.
Yes.
It's the same generation that had reverence and respect for the greatest generation and the so-called greatest generation and the civil rights generation, and did not tell those mofos to move out the way, because here we came, we had respect for them, so we found our own lane, and now the generation after us, the generations after us, want to put us out to pasture. And so this is what this film definitely captures, right?
Speaking of that, the #1 Broadway play, #1 was what? Hamilton. Was that hip hop?
Hip hop, right?
And she does a great job, like, capturing all of this.
Yes, she does.
And Lena Waithe, she's got another hit on her hands. She's a monster, because we covered also The Chi, right? The last season of we covered every season of The Chi. Just like the one before, the last season of The Chi was great. This film right here, the 40-year-old version, you definitely need to watch. You need to, even if you're somebody that doesn't listen to hip hop, even if you're an R&B person or a jazz person, or even it's just gospel, if you just listen to gospel, it's a generational thing, right? So, and you will crack up, because you remember, who was that Arsenio that had that segment, things that make you go, and like she says stuff and you're like,
yeah, that's
like,
true.
right, so this film is so good.